Alright, this is going to be your next notes video for today. This is going to be how to find the correlation coefficient using your calculator. Now, these are all designed from the TI-84 Plus, which is what we're going to use in class. If you don't have one of these at home, your calculator method may slightly be different, but please learn how to do this because when you take your test, you will be using this calculator, and everybody, regardless if you're online or in person, will come in person for your STAR test and use these calculators themselves. So, let's learn it. Now, when we turn on our calculator, since a lot of other people will use the same calculator, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to push second, and then go down to the plus button where it says memory, and then you're going to see this menu, and you're just going to type in 712. And it's going to clear the RAM. So anybody who's entering information is going to reset the calculator, okay? Now, what we're going to do is just follow the directions here. Press second and 0, which is the catalog. So second and go down to 0. It opens up catalog. Scroll down until you see diagnostic on. So we're going to scroll down, boom, 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 keep going. Almost there. Boom. Okay, it's diagnostic on. You're going to push enter. Push enter one more time. You have to see that the diagnostics have been turned on, or else you will not be able to get it. Now, what you can do is you can go to stat, enter your data for L1, enter your data for L2, push calc and go to linear regression, and you're going to see an extra category. So all this is doing is adding an extra category to linear regression, and you're going to have an R squared and an R. Now, the A is still our slope, and if you can't write it in that box, just write it outside of it. And then the B, because this is ax plus b, or y equals mx plus b, the b is going to be our y-intercept. So that part was the same. Now, this r, not the r squared, but this r, this is going to be our correlation coefficient. Basically, this number will tell how closely our data is related to each other or how far apart our data is. Close to -1 is a strong negative relationship. Close to +1 is a strong positive relationship. So for example, on this one, since we got our R of 0.88, that one is pretty close to the value 1, so this one would be a strong relationship. That's positive. Now, a correlation coefficient is represented by the letter R, and it is a number in the range between -1 and +1. So we're going to list it like this, between -1 and +1 with R in the middle. Now, our positive correlations, so I'm going to put a plus sign here. A perfect positive would make a straight line. This is only going to happen at a value of 1 positive. Strong positive correlation, this could be values close to 1. 0.8, 0.9, 0.7. Weak positive correlation, maybe the value is like 0.3, 0.4. There's some relationship, but it's really weak. Now we've got our negative correlations. A weak negative correlation, maybe this is like -0.1, or it's closer to 0 than it is to -1. A strong correlation for negatives is going to be close to -1, so -0.9, -0.8, -0.7. A perfect one is only going to be at the value of -1, and that's going to give you a perfectly straight line. And then, of course, when you have no correlation, there's going to be no pattern you can see. And this is going to happen pretty much at the value of 0. Now, A good fit or a strong correlation is going to be close to either 1 or to -1, depending on if it's positive or negative. If it's not a good fit, it's going to be really close to 0. So if it's like 0.1 or 0.6, or sorry, 0.1 or like -0.08, it's going to be really close to 0. A perfect fit is always going to be +1 or -1. A strong correlation is going to be greater than, let's say, go with 0.8. And a weak correlation is going to be less than 0.5. Now, this could be either positive or negative. In case they're a negative or positive correlation. I'm going to stop the video here. We're going to continue on the next slide.